Hello my crafty friends, it's Krista here from Second Chance Creation. I'd like to share with you a project and how I've made it and how I've come about it. First of all, we're back home and we got back 2 days ago. We're up in Queensland on the Gold Coast, and I was fortunate enough to meet an amazing artist and crafter that I got to know on the Facebook group Junk Journal Junksters Down Under, and also on YouTube. And this lady's name is Wendy Mason. Now most of you will probably know Wendy. If you don't, I'm going to leave the link below and go and check it out. You won't be disappointed. Very, very talented lady. And how exciting it is to meet a fellow crafter that you've sort of been, you know, in contact with, leaving comments and in awe, you know, like their creativity and the inspiration they can give you. So I was absolutely thrilled to be able to meet her. And we met at a coffee shop, and oh boy, that's another story. We won't go there, will we, Wendy? No, we won't go there. And yes, we exchanged stories, and Wendy was very kind to gift me with an amazing gift bag of goodies. I, of course, presented her with a small token of appreciation and a little hello gift, but nothing like what Wendy gifted me. It just blew me out the water. And this gift bag was filled with fabrics, bits of laces, and in the middle was a Flowish journal, and everybody sort of knows what a Flowish journal is. For those that know, you'll soon find out, and believe you me, I did. So in the journal, in the materials that she gifted me, was this fabric as well. Isn't this gorgeous? But I also like the outside. So that's all I have left, so I might use the outside on my next journal. Yeah, the inside, the wrong side of the fabric as the right side of the journal. That's what I meant to say. So here are some fabrics. I won't take them all apart, it'll take me too long. But there's a variety of laces and beautiful yummy fabrics, all lovely colours, tied up with this beautiful rainbow bow, organza bow. Here is some solid colour fabrics, but in saying that, look at this. Love it. And the same with this one. It's a beautiful floral one. Love it. I've been gifted with some really nice fabrics, and I'm yet to use a lot of them for my journals and also other projects that I have in mind. Here's another beautiful piece of fabric, and look at this, what a great garden journal cover that would make. And look at this, yummy, love it, thank you. Here's another fabric, and it had all these dangles, and I've actually used a snippet of this fabric as well on my project. And of course a variety of pretty little laces, thank you. Alright, a couple of bits of snippets of wallpaper. One can never have enough of that. Beautiful velvet ribbon, which I will be using to finish my journal off. So this, of course, is the Flowish journal. It's a great cover. It's got two hatband elastics in there that holds all the goodies. Now, bearing in mind, this journal was about that thigh, that wide, because you couldn't close it. It was just packed and packed with goodies. And of course, when I got home that night, I went through it, and I just thought, oh, I've got to make a journal out of this, some of these goodies, and I want to make a journal out of this fabric. But I did not have any of my tools, my crafting gear with me. But you know, think outside the box. I'll show you what I did. So inside, of course, lots of papers, lots of ephemera, beautiful little envelope pockets. Wendy, I know you've told me the name, I've read the name, but my German won't allow me to spell it out correctly, so I'm just going to call it, you know, fancy dancy envelope. Oh, there's another one. Isn't that fancy? Fancy, remember? Okay, just a joke between you and me. These printouts are great for cutting out as tags, and there's some beautiful vellum paper. Some of these papers, I do believe Wendy has stamped and jellied something with it, and stamped, and a bit of collage of papers. Also this, love this, snippets, and I've used this in the journal that I made as well. Thank you. But as you can see, just filled, and I can just take them out, you see, and it's just full of yumminess. Lots of more little envelopes. A lot of these little pockets and envelopes were filled with goodies that I've used throughout. Some lovely washi tape. So this is a Flowish journal. I've seen them being made, I've heard of them, and now I actually have received one. How cool is that? And some beautiful map papers, beautiful cardstock, and I've used this as well. So yeah, so lots of goodies, and it just goes on and on. There's one of her envelopes as well, with some goodies in it, which I did not use in this particular journal that I'm making. I'll just pop that back in there. So yes, and I can even use this cover as well, because Wendy left the center of that chipboard that was on the spine in there. Well, she put some chipboard in there, I think. So yeah, so that's even a great cover for a next journal. It's a bit big, but you know, I might keep it as a Flowish journal. All right, suppose you'd be guessing what I'm making, what I've made. Now, bearing in mind, I've had 0 tools with me, no crafts. So all I did was I bought myself a glue stick. I bought myself a crochet cotton for 20 cents from the op shop. I borrowed a needle from my sister-in-law. My sister-in-law had some wool, yes thank you, and I got this from the op shop. So that's all I used. And I've come up with this. I'll just pop that aside. And I've come up with this journal. I've hand stitched it right around, as you can see just there, right around. And because the cotton was that colour, it was too light for me, so I just coloured it a little bit with a pen, brown pen. And this was also, everything that you see was in the Flowish journal. So I've made a little pocket on the front, and I've put something together out of one of the papers that was in the journal, and I coloured the butterflies in with some coloured pens that my sister-in-law had, and just made a little notebook out of it. A little bit of bling that was in the Flowish journal as well, and that just goes back in here. And also these little dictionary snippets, cutouts, they were also in the Flowish journal. And all I've got to do is today I'm going to sew my signatures in today, and I'm going to fabric glue this bit of fabric. This is an afterthought. I'll just pop that behind there and just glue this down as well. So they're just a couple of things I've still got to do to it, but I thought I'd show it to you while I have the time. So inside I've made the inside cover with that cardstock of the map, because I had 2 of them in there, and as you can see I've hand stitched right around so it won't come apart. I did not glue this onto the cardstock, and I've also already made my holes for my signatures. Oops, there we go, there goes the camera. Sorry ladies, dizzy. So signature 1. Everything you see is from the Flowish journal. I've just attached a bit of lace on here. Here I used one of the threads. I did some stitching just on the side. And of course, tuck spots here and there. And you'll find the tutorials in on Wendy's channel. Just pop that open. And I've made a little tuck spot. And because you could see the stitching on the other side, I've just popped some flat buttons that were also in the journal. They're like little sticker buttons. So I've glued them on, and they're still secure, but I might put some stronger glue behind them. Some beautiful printed papers, and I've used the lace that was in the kit, like, yeah, I'll call it a kit, with all the goodies. And I made some little tabs from that fabric as well. This is probably my favourite page. Memories, yes. I did do touch typing when I left school, but that didn't get me too far. And I used the doily and was one of those buttons. And a piece of vellum, and I've actually hand stitched this little envelope on there, this fancy envelope. As you can see, the stitching on the back, and I've used all the little like little faux stamps and tickets as tuck spots to give you an idea what you can put in there. Paper bag, I've left that in there. Here I've used this little strip of snippet there as a tuck spot for this tag. And this is going to be the center of the signature, first signature. So the bag. Here I've attached some lace, but I'm going to stitch this on, and that's on the piece of vellum paper. And that's the first signature done. The second signature is a little bit different again. Here I've hand stitched around this pretty cardstock and did some French knots, and just around here, and I used, you know, just that wool. There was a little booklet in the Flowish journal, and I actually attached it to this, and just add a little bit of lace, a little button, a bit of furry fibres, and it's a tiny little book. How cool is that? Inside I've just made a little tuck spot. Now this music paper seemed to be quite old, so what I've done is I glued the lace over the top to strengthen it. I actually lightly tea dyed it because it was white. I was having a cup of tea then. I thought, oh, I can use that tea bag. Here I've made a tuck spot with one of the pockets. This is actually, yeah, flip that open. It's got a notepad in it. How cool is that? So, and you can use it as a tuck spot because I've popped the tag in there. So lots of writing space, and this, of course, we all know these. I think I've tangled this up from doing my last video. This is my third attempt. There you go. And what I've done is with my brown pen, I've just you know, dotted the corners just for a bit of interest. Center of this signature is the vellum page, and I've left it as is. This was decoupaged, and Wendy decoupaged it and stamped it. And what I've done is I've just attached some of the cardstock that was in there and popped in this little beauty. Love it, great idea. Look at this. I'm gonna pinch that idea, Wendy. Thank you. And this, of course, is a little paper bag, and it's made into a little notebook, and you've got, you know, plenty of room in there to put something secretively in there if you wish. And this is the other side, and there's that large piece of a snippet strip. I think they look fantastic, Wendy. And a dictionary paper, another pocket, and some more music paper, and that's it. So I think it's going to be a lovely journal, and I'm going to use that tie to tie it with, but I'm yet to just finally machine stitch it, just to make sure that it is fully secure. So let me know what you think of this. I enjoyed making it because it took me right out of my thinking outside the box when you don't have your tools. So it was just sort of like cutting, ripping, and hand sewing and gluing. So I'd like to thank you for watching, and I also like to welcome my new subscribers. I've noticed that my channel's been growing, which is thank you very much. And also my hearts go out to those crafters that are going to be affected with this copper thing. And so I'm not going to be too stressed. I've sort of renamed some of my videos to take some of the names out, but we'll just take it a day at a time, see how it goes. In the meantime, you know what you've got to do. I know what I've got to do. And I'm going to leave Wendy's channel below in the description box. Until next time, bye for now.